In the heart of Manhattan, nestled among the glass and steel giants of global finance, sits 345 Park Avenue, a high-security skyscraper home to billion-dollar companies and elite institutions. It's not the kind of place where chaos is expected. But on the morning of July 28, 2025, the 33rd floor of that building became the scene of a mass shooting. By the time it was over, 5 people were dead, including a hero NYPD officer, a top Blackstone executive, a young rising professional, a beloved security guard, and the shooter himself. The massacre stunned a city known for its resilience and left behind haunting questions about motive, mental illness, and whether the shooter targeted the wrong office entirely. Who was the shooter? What was the motive? Shane Tamura was 27 years old and lived in Las Vegas. He wasn't on any watch lists. He didn't have a serious criminal record, but he did have documented mental health struggles, diagnosed disorders that were untreated and reportedly worsening. Friends and family noticed changes. Tamura became withdrawn and erratic. He claimed he was suffering from CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, due to head trauma from high school football, though no diagnosis was ever confirmed. He blamed the NFL for a condition, saying in an online post that they had stolen his future. On July 24th, 2025, Tamura packed his belongings, loaded a legally obtained M4-style rifle, and began driving east. His final destination, NFL headquarters, located in New York City. 345 Park Avenue is no ordinary office tower. It's a 44-story skyscraper in Midtown, housing major tenants like the NFL, Blackstone, and Rudin Management. The building has security checkpoints, a dedicated NYPD detail, and lobby screening, but like many modern office spaces, employees and guests often blend into corporate environment. At approximately 10:30 a.m. on July 28, Tamura entered the building dressed in business attire. Surveillance footage shows him taking an elevator to the 33rd floor. Unbeknownst to him, the NFL headquarters are on a different floor. He had arrived instead at the offices of Rudin Management Company, a major real estate firm. Tamura stepped into a hallway with the rifle concealed in a duffel bag. Without warning, he opened fire. The first victim was Wesley Lupatner, a 43-year-old senior executive at Blackstone. She was struck multiple times and died at the scene. Tamura continued firing, hitting Julia Hyman, a 27-year-old Rudin management staffer, and Alan Etienne, a building security guard trying to respond. By this point, workers were fleeing, screaming down stairwells and calling 911. Officer Diderul Islam, a 36-year-old NYPD officer assigned to the building, heard the gunfire from several floors below and rushed upstairs. When he confronted Tamura, he was fatally shot. Seconds later, Tamura turned the gun on himself. The entire shooting, from first shot to suicide, lasted under 4 minutes. Emergency response was swift. The building was evacuated and bomb squads cleared the scene. The NYPD and FBI launched a joint investigation. Inside Tamura's bag, officers found a handwritten suicide note addressed to authorities and his family. In it, he blamed the NFL for his suffering and asked for his brain to be examined for CTE. His GPS and travel records confirmed a cross-country trip from Nevada to New York, including overnight stops and surveillance footage at gas stations. It appeared Tamura fully intended to confront the NFL, but mistakenly attacked Rudin's offices instead. One additional victim was critically injured but survived. The loss was devastating. Each victim left behind a story. Officer Diderul Islam, 36, a husband and father of 2, with a third on the way. He died protecting civilians. Wesley Lupatner, 43, CEO of Blackstone Real Estate Income Trust Bright, respected in the finance world and remembered as a trailblazer. Julia Hyman, 27, a Cornell graduate known for her intelligence and drive. Alan Etienne, a security officer and father too, beloved by co-workers for his warm presence. Their names joined a long list of innocent lives lost to senseless gun violence in the United States. This wasn't just another workplace shooting. This was a targeted, ideologically driven attack rooted in mental illness, grief, and a misdirected vendetta. It reopened national conversations around mental health care gaps in America, gun access for mentally unstable individuals, workplace security, particularly in major urban centers, and whether federal legislation should require violence prevention policies in large corporations. New York lawmakers began examining California's workplace safety bill, signed just months earlier, as a model for mandatory risk assessments and employee training. Today, the 33rd floor of 345 Park Avenue is quiet. Flowers still appear outside the building. Security has been permanently increased. The NFL and other firms involved have offered counseling memorials and survivor assistance. But for many, the trauma lingers. One mistake, one misread elevator panel, may have spared one group, only to devastate another. And 5 more names were added to a growing roll call of tragedy. Shooter deceased. Investigation complete. Policy debates ongoing. Subscribe for more deep dives.